I have always loved to sing. When I was about 7 years old, it was not uncommon to find me locked tight in my bedroom, dancing and prancing around to Salt and Pepper, or New Edition, or Annie. I loved to sing. I loved the way the melodies would twirl over my head and dance. But most of all, I loved the words. I loved the messages. And I would open up empty notebooks and fill bookshelves, writing the lyrics to the songs that I loved the most, and running my fingers over the pages. And that was my way of ingesting what the music had to tell me. I loved to sing, I loved music, but no one knew. At school, I was a bully. And I was a special kind of bully. I didn't just bully the kids, I would bully the adults too. One of my favorite awful stories was when I, ticked off at my second grade teacher for some reason or another, wrote a petition to have her fired, which I felt was my just duty, because I was a tax-paying citizen, because I paid sales tax. And I took it down to the principal's office and I put it on her desk. I said, "What are you going to do about this?" So I was a really special child. But beneath my tough exterior was exactly what you would expect to find: a young girl who was craving connection and confidence. And so here I am today, the founder of Sister Cities Girlchoir, the Girl Empowerment Academy that serves at-risk girls in Camden and Philadelphia. And SCG, as we like to call it, is a music program with a big mission. We want to stamp out intergenerational poverty, and so we invest in girls. In 2012, the World Bank published a report and made a call for girl-specific interventions to boost the global economy, and we answered that call. When a girl has the opportunity to complete her education, to have a positive social network that includes non-parental caring adults, and to build her self-image, she will increase her annual wages, she will lower early birth rates, and she'll be civically engaged in her community. And that has a weighty impact on a city block, or in a neighborhood, in the state, in the world. And so when one of our girls becomes an educated parent, or a prepared employee, or an ambitious entrepreneur, she breaks the cycle of intergenerational poverty for herself, but perhaps more importantly, she also sets new preventative factors in place for the approaching generation of children in her house, or even in her community. And that is called the girl effect. The girl effect is the weighty social and economic impact that adolescent girls can have to transform communities. And so Sister Cities Girlchoir unites the girl effect with El Sistema. El Sistema is Venezuela's monumental music program that is aimed at serving low-income communities and building social change and community development in those communities. Did you know that low-income, high-art students are 3 times as likely to graduate with a master's degree as their low-arts peers? And all of the reports, from the National Endowment of the Arts to Chorus America, all of the reports keep coming back saying that the arts are a proven tool for positive youth development, and that all of their benefits, from basic improvements in math and reading to strong positive social image and a social connection, to 21st century skills like teamwork and collaboration, all of those benefits are even stronger for at-risk youth. And so in Venezuela, they're seeing a lot of the same things. In Venezuela, they have built over 500 tuition-free music schools where over 400,000 children are learning to sing and play together. Sistema is designed to cultivate social change and to build strong communities, and it's aimed at children who are mostly living below the poverty line. And so El Sistema and the Girl Effect united our Sister Cities Girlchoir. And so what we did this year, we finished our first season in the spring, and you can see the beautiful picture from Rittenhouse Square. We sang in a collaborative performance with Opera Philadelphia and the Philadelphia Singers of Vivaldi's Gloria. It was glorious. And then just this week, we started our second season, and I lead a talented team of 8 musicians, and we are the teaching artist for over 250 girls in Camden and Philadelphia this year. And we serve them as their conductors, their friends, their mentors, their role models, their friends. And so the question is, how did I get here? From that bully that I was to this visionary role model. And the answer is really quite simple. It was the music. It was the music and the community that the music built that helped me to thrive. We've all heard the old adage, it takes a village to raise a child. Well, I would throw out that it takes a village to make music, and it takes music to make a village. When I was 12 years old, I got caught up in a carpool snafu. And I had two choices. I could join the soccer carpool or the art center carpool. And so I did try soccer, and I ran around in the wrong direction too many times, was embarrassed. So the next time I jumped in that art center carpool. And at the art center, everything was technicolor for me. I had dozens of choices, from sculpture and painting to theater, dance, drama, and choir. And I told you I love to sing, but I had never sung in front of a person. I only sung in front of my Little Ponies and my Smurfs in my room. And so I took a deep breath, and I signed up for choir. And that was the day that my life changed for the first time. When I got to choir, I had no idea what was going on. The choir director threw a score at me, told me to take a seat, and we were singing the opening chorus of Carmina Burana in Old Latin. And I didn't know how to read music, and I sat next to someone, and they helped me. Every time, it was our turn, they nudged me, and every time it wasn't my turn, they squeezed my knee. And I got through it. I didn't give up, and we learned that chorus, and I still remember it. Semper Crescis, aut de Crescis. And I was so excited. My confidence grew, because if I could sing in Old Latin, what else was I capable of doing on this earth? And my connections grew, because my choir, we all had struggled together on our do, re, mi, and our ta, ti, ti, ta. And so we bonded, that bonded us. And a lot of you are laughing because you know what I'm talking about. Because in the United States, we have such a rich choral tradition, right? So from the lunchroom counters in Birmingham to the living room of the suffragettes, people have been using singing as a way to add clarity to a movement, to make strangers into quick friends, to warm our hearts sometimes to the point of melting. Singing builds communities, and singing celebrates our triumphs, and it heals us time and time again. And I know that it does, because it did for me. And just like that, I started to thrive. I went on to a performing arts high school, Carver Wildcats, and then I went on to college with a full scholarship, on to graduate from Peabody Conservatory. I moved to New York City. I started to sing professionally. I started to travel the world. And every time I would sit down and take a breath, I would think back to my beginnings, and I would thank the music for what she taught me about friendship and patience and teamwork and kindness and community. And then in 2011, Girls, You Can Start Coming Up, I fell down an internet wormhole. Somebody posted a YouTube link of the Sistema top-tier youth orchestra, the Simón Bolívars. And I saw them playing at the Proms, which is a very prominent festival during the summertime. And I was blown away. Their playing was so precise and passionate, and I just couldn't get over it. People were throwing things at the stage and leaping out of their seats, like leaping at a classical music concert. Leaping! If you've been to the orchestra lately, you know that's not what normally happens. A lot of sleeping going on. And it was like a Lady Gaga concert. I was really intrigued, and a lot of the players were very young, like 14 to 25-year-old, kind of young. And they were playing really sophisticated music, so not like the Rocky theme arrangement for early strings. I mean, they were playing Shostakovich, Brahms, Bernstein. And I could not overlook that they were an all-brown orchestra, an all-brown youth orchestra playing these complicated pieces with such passion and sophistication beyond their years. And I was curious, so I started digging, and I learned about El Sistema. I learned about the TED wish that Dr. Jose Antonio Abreu had made to launch a program at New England Conservatory to train professional artist to start El Sistema-inspired programs in the United States. And I learned that he had started a youth orchestra 35 years ago, and it had evolved into a movement, into a revolution. And that Sistema wasn't just a music program, it was a music program with a social change mission. And so I kept digging, and I saw hundreds of other videos, beautiful videos of choirs and orchestras with even younger players. I saw 4- and 5-year-olds singing in 2-part harmony, which is crazy. And I saw elementary school kids singing Beethoven 9, Freude, schöne Goethe funken, in the German chorale, as Beethoven intended. And I saw high school students singing very complicated and sophisticated choral pieces and snatching up international prizes all over the world. Deaf and hearing children singing and signing side by side. And I was really mesmerized. I was mesmerized by their exuberance, by their excellence, and by their perseverance in the face of really extreme poverty. And I was inspired. And so my life changed again for the second time. I had a flash forward. If you're a Lost fan, you know what I'm talking about. And I flashed forward and I saw myself being accepted to the Sistema Fellows program at England Conservatory. I saw myself traveling the United States for a year, visiting almost 50 of the El Sistema-inspired programs that are here in the United States. I flashed forward and I saw myself going over to Venezuela for a lengthy period and working beside some of the best musicians and artists and teachers I've ever seen in my life and being so inspired by them. I saw myself graduating and moving to Philly so I could sleep on my family's couch if I needed to. Because starting a new nonprofit is hard. Yeah, so, and I saw myself starting a choral program. Most of the programs in the States that I saw were orchestral programs. But I knew we had such a rich tradition in this country centered around choir and singing. And I knew what singing had done for me. And so I can assure you that that is exactly what came to pass. Last year, we launched Sister Cities Girlchoir in Camden in Philadelphia with 75 girls. And we brought about half of them with us here today. And this year, this week even, we have over 250 girls signed up for the choir in Camden. So I was right. And what I saw 2 years ago was that I knew that there would be girls just like me locked behind a door, dancing and singing in their homes, waiting to be heard, waiting to meet other girls just like them. And so we're proud to invest in the unique potential, but really the unique advantage that adolescent girls have to transform their communities and to help us all build a world that is stronger, healthier, and happier. We would like to sing for you today a South African, thank you, a South African anthem. It's called Sho Sholoza. Please enjoy the music, and remember that a girl can change the world, and a song can change a girl. Ladies and gentlemen, Sister Cities Girlchoir. Sholoza, kulezunta bastimela, when you yabalega, shulezunta bastimela, sholoza, sholoza, kulezunta bastimela, Sinume South Africa, when you yabalega. Give them a bow.